guys, Lisa from Hello Happy here with a new video in my series on trying to teach y'all how to read patterns. Here I am in my completely non-aesthetic craft room. I mean, there's a watering can on its side here. It's non-stop glamour here at Hello Happy. Today you're going to make, if you decide to, this little pumpkin. It's just a little guy. I attached a hair clip. In the original pattern, I made a pair of earrings. But you can do whatever you want with this little teeny pumpkin. You can make jewelry, or you can just make a bunch and have them be little decor pieces. But this is a great little pattern to get you used to reading written patterns. So go ahead and open up the pattern on your browser and follow along with it and this video, and you can read some patterns, or you can pretend you're reading a pattern, whatever level you're at. But hopefully this will get you going on pattern reading, and now I'm just gonna click this forever. If you are ready, let's go. Alright, to make your little pumpkin, you are gonna need some worsted weight yarn. This one is Impeccable from Loops and Threads from Michaels. This one is God knows what. Honestly, I've had it for a decade. I just use it for accents. It's probably Red Heart, to be honest. 4mm hook, your needle and scissors, and some sort of stuffing. I've got a blob of scrap yarn. I always use scrap yarn because I have 8 million tons of it. So that's all you need. Let's go. Alright, so you've got the pattern open. So what does it say first? It says grab your pumpkin yarn and your 4mm hook. Make a magic ring of 6 single crochet. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I am crocheting a dog hair into this pumpkin, definitely on purpose. All right, let's see. Now it says in the pattern notes, let's see, every increase and decrease is made with single crochet. Fantastic. And when you make your ring, it says pull tight, don't join, work in seamless rounds, and use a stitch marker if you need to. So go ahead and do not join this. In round 2, increase around, which means you're going to do an increase into each stitch for a total of 12 when you are finished. So go ahead and do 12 single crochet into this round and come back when you're done. Alright, so we've got 12. So now you're going to repeat the previous round, which means you're going to do an increase into each stitch, and you're going to have 24 when you're done. So go ahead and do increases all around, and I'll meet you back. And now I've got 24. You should as well. And now you're going to do 6 rows, doing 1 single crochet into each stitch. So I'm going to put a stitch marker in now. I'm just going to grab some random yarn scrap. And I'm just going to go. And I'm not even going to worry so much about counting anymore at this point. I'm just going to stop vaguely where this is, because honestly, if your count doesn't line up perfect, it doesn't matter for this project. There's a lot of projects where it does matter, but for stuff like this, you don't have to be exact. All right, so do, what did I say? 6 rows of 24 and come back. And magically, all of the rounds have been completed. Wow. Okay, so the next one says decrease around, and your count will be 12. So you're going to decrease 2 stitches together all the way around. Now you want to do the invisible decrease, since this is a stuffed animal, and that means you only go through the front loops. If you didn't already know how to do that, now you do. Kind of a case-by-case basis. But generally, if it's a stuffed animal, for sure, you want to just do the front loops and not the outer loops, because that makes them far less bulky. The more you know. All right, so do this one and come back. Right, So, reading the pattern, it says now you should add some stuffing. I'm going to take our stitch marker out. We don't need that anymore. And you know, it's going to be part of the stuffing now. It says to only stuff it maybe 75% full, and that is absolutely true because when you make the segments, you got to be able to squish and sort of carve in to your pumpkin. And if it's stuffed too tightly, you won't be able to. Now, you can see in the pictures on my website that this is more of a flattish kind of a pumpkin. I just thought that it looked cute. But if you want to have more of a round pumpkin, do a few more rounds of 24. I personally think the short little flat pumpkins are very cute though. Again, you don't want to overstuff because then it won't work very well. So we'll just go like this. I highly recommend everybody saves all of their scraps in like a bag or some kind of a container so that you always have a slightly more eco-friendly stuffing option available to you at all times. I have enough to make like a giant pillow, so I really need to put out a new pattern for something large like that. Let's see. I think that's gonna do it. This is maybe only about 60%, but I really want this guy to squish up. So I'm gonna move on to the next round, which is to repeat the previous one. So just decrease every stitch together. And then at that point, we will finish off and cut our yarn. We have a nice long tail for shaping the pumpkin. So I'll see you back here in a second. All right, I am done crocheting. So we slip stitch that to the stitch next to it. We're gonna weave the hole shut. Now the fun part. So you're gonna stick this right through the middle and then bring it out the top in your magic ring hole. Sometimes it helps if you stab it from the top. Yeah, just to open that up enough. It's very violent. Crochet is very violent, everyone, always. Okay, so now we can get through. Come on. There we go. I suppose you don't really want your hole to be that tight in this project. Well, you know what? Live and learn, okay? So we're going to do that. And then you're going to bring it back through. You don't have to be particular about which direction this falls at this point. Just wherever it falls, go with that. And you'll base the rest of your lines off of that one. So pull that nice and tight. You can see it makes a little bit of an indent there. That's what you want. Now you're going to make kind of like a peace sign. You'll kind of have to tighten these, like retighten these as you make the next ones. You want to pull gently until you've got this and then kind of readjust it until it's where you want it. Just keep doing your thing. Yeah, it's stuck. So hang on. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Pliers to the rescue. There we go. There we go. We'll call that a pumpkin. Is she perfect? No. Is she cute? Yeah. All right, so better get that yarn back on. This is gonna be the bottom. I'm gonna take this needle and weave it through a couple of stitches. Yeah. All right, looking good, looking good. And then we'll go ahead and tie a couple of knots. So she's a good to go. Get that down there. Yeah. And just so you know, if you don't make weird sound effects, you're probably doing it wrong. It's you know, that's just the rule of crochet. I didn't make that up. It's just a fact. All right, so we got a couple knots. We're just gonna poke this needle through anywhere. Maybe if it decides it feels like it. Come on, just go through a stitch, buddy. Just go through. I got it. And Mr. Pliers once again. There we go. And we'll pull that so the knot mostly disappears. But this is the top, so the bottom really doesn't matter. Anyway, here's your cute little flat pumpkin. You can kind of squish it on the sides to make it a little bit taller. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Okay. All right, so going to chain 3. And 1, 2, 3. And we are going to slip stitch into the second chain from our hook and into the next one, and then we're going to finish off just like that. Just a little nub. So we'll just cut that around the same length. Where's the actual tail? There it is. And you're gonna grab one of these strands and thread your needle with it, and you're going to once again stab this poor pumpkin through the top to the bottom. Bring that through, you know, if you can. Here we go. And pliers, my friend, the pliers are coming back. There we go. And grab the other end and do the same thing. With this particular pumpkin, that's being annoying, so I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go off the written pattern a tiny bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to weave this through a strand instead, and there. Now they aren't coming up in the same place. That counts too, so you can do it that way. All right, so then pull both of these down. There we go. And then simply tie these off and weave them away. It's okay if there's a little knot on the bottom. It's the bottom. It's fine. But I am going to weave these both through for this one. And then we will just stick that in there and bring it up through somewhere. There we go. Whoop, still need the pliers. It's tight in there. All right, and give that a little yank. There, and the knot mostly disappears up into its little pumpkin butt. That's good to go. You can cut that. Shove those back in there. Fluff that back up. And here's your little pumpkin now in the pattern. And here is my really sloppily sewn on hair clip, by the way. So use this pumpkin however you feel the desire to do. Or something. Words. What are words? Alright, and hopefully now you've got a cute little pumpkin or two yourself, and you can turn yourself into the quirky, manic pixie dream girl of your dreams with this pumpkin. Is there a video game character, or like specifically like a Pokemon character that wears a tiny pumpkin on their head or something? That seems like something that probably already exists, right? Okay, bye!